Alright, good morning everyone. Quarterbacking an NFL team is the most important position in all of sports. I mean, if you're the quarterback of a team and you win, you get all the praise. And if you lose, you get all the blame. Just think about our quarterback, Joe Flacco. If he has a great game and comes back and leads us to victory, we say he's the best quarterback and he's elite. But if he has a bad game, then we say that we can't be successful with him. The quarterback is very important because he runs the offense, he's responsible for all the scoring, he's responsible for turnovers such as interceptions and fumbles, responsible for giving your defense a time to rest and by not going 4 and out, which means having 4 plays and then giving the ball back to the other team. And many of us young boys, when we're younger, we dream about either becoming an astronaut or an NFL quarterback. And I'm not persuading you that the quarterback is an easy or fun position that you should go try and play. I'm going to persuade you that it's the most important position to play in all sports. And other positions that have enormous responsibility are goalies in hockey and soccer and pitchers in baseball. And although pitchers are in fact very important in the fact that they can 100% stop the other team from winning by pitching a perfect game, they only pitch once out of every 5 games, which is about 30 games out of the whole season. And goalies in soccer can be viewed as being the most important in all sports because they have to stop the other team from scoring, and if they stop the other team from scoring, your team wins. But many teams can win with a good defense and a midfield. And if you don't have to have an amazing goalie to win the game. The quarterback of an NFL team, though, is held responsible for most of what goes on in the game, such as how well your offense moves, how much your defense rests, how many points you score, and how many turnovers you make. Will Brinson of CBS Sports says, in basketball and hockey, your team can be built in many different ways. A great center, great point guard, great offense, running gun, or defensive-minded. The same thing works in football, of course, but there's just one problem. It won't work without a quarterback. Not a great quarterback. Not in the NFL. In Will's mind and many others, you cannot be successful if your quarterback is not successful. If your quarterback is having a bad game, then you're bound to lose. If he turns the ball over to the other team, they have a fantastic chance to score. And if your quarterback goes 4 and out and gives the ball to the other team, your defense doesn't have a chance to rest. And if you're the quarterback and you see that the defense is moving around, changing their positioning, you have to change the play. And if you change the play and you make a bad call on it, then you're going to be scrutinized for it. And another factor as to why a quarterback is the most important position in sports is because there are only 16 games in an NFL season, as opposed to 162 in baseball and 82 in hockey. And if your goalie or pitcher has a handful of bad games, then your season is nowhere near over. But if you're a quarterback and you have a handful of bad games, well, then you might as well call it a season. And one of the most important factors that sets a quarterback apart from all other athletes in sports is that the quarterback has to run a 2-minute offense at the end of a game to come back and win it. Now that means that if your team is down by a couple of points and they have to go the distance of the field to score and win, the quarterback has to do it all himself. He doesn't get help from the coaches or anyone from the sideline. He has to make the calls. He has to call out the plays by himself, call out the blitzes, what the defense is doing, where they're coming from, where they're dropping back, and who they're covering and where they are. And the main goal of the quarterback is to score. And although an NFL quarterback has a defense, a running back, and a wide receiver to rely on, all the pressure comes back to the quarterback because he's the leader of the offense. And if your quarterback doesn't throw the ball well, then your wide receivers can't perform well. And if he doesn't throw well, then the running back doesn't have good chances to run. And out of the 56 NFL MVPs in NFL history, 36 have been won by quarterbacks. And out of the 45 Super Bowls that have been played, 24 MVPs have gone to the quarterbacks. That is more than 3 times the amount of the second highest winner, the running backs. The quarterback, I believe, is the most important position in all of sports. Because when the team loses, the quarterback gets all the blame. And when the team wins, the quarterback gets all the glory. Thank you.
Nice work.